Hi friends, I am recording this video here in beautiful sunny Colorado because like me, I imagine a lot of you are stuck at home and I thought I would just offer up a fairly quick mat Pilates routine that just might help ease a little bit of stress and keep your core strong while you're at home. This is a routine that can be done with the kids and the dogs playing all around you because that's exactly what I'm doing right now. All right, let's get started. So grab a mat if you have one, lie down on your back. They can't see me, Cal. You gotta move, baby. Thank you. All right, so close your eyes just for a minute, relax your shoulders, soften your facial expression. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, start to activate through the abdominals, drawing the pelvic floor up, drawing the navel down and in, and connecting through the front ribs. With an inhale, bring one knee up to tabletop, and with an exhale, bring the other knee up to tabletop. Then take your hands, place them up against the tops of your thighs. Get your thigh bones weighted down into your hip sockets. Keep your shoulders heavy. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, press your hands and your thighs against one another and feel your abdominals kick on. Inhale as you release. Exhale as you squeeze. We'll take about 10 of these total. It's a subtle movement. You want to be out of your quads, out of your hip flexors as much as you can. This is about the abdominals, using them to find that connection, that deep connection between hands and thighs. A little bit of quivering is a good sign. Take a couple more like this. Then, release your right arm. Keep your left hand connected to your left thigh and some pressure between the two. With an inhale, lower your right leg as though you're going to tap your heel toward the mat. And then exhale, using your abdominals, bring that right knee back up to tabletop. We'll do 10 just like this. I want you to look for your hip flexors starting to grip. If that happens, really weight that thigh bone down into the hip socket and take a smaller range of motion. We want minimal movement through the spine and pelvis. Imagine that your leg starts at your bottom ribs, and that's where you're moving from. Take a couple more like this. Feeling the obliques on that left side. And then switch sides. Right hand presses up against the right thigh. Left leg is going to move. Inhale to lower. And then exhale. Wait for the waistline, the abdominals to kick on to move that knee back to center. Inhale as you lower. Exhale to lift. Doing anywhere from 6 to 10 each side. Really feeling it in the lower abdominals. Bring both knees into tabletop. Give yourself a hug. Take a deep breath into your low back. Then float both knees back up to tabletop. Get that sacrum, that pelvis weighted down. Reconnect to that low belly. With an inhale, both legs are going to lower at the same time. Shoulders stay soft. As you exhale, connect to your waistline to pull the knees back up to tabletop. Inhale to lower, and you're only going as low as you can without any shift in your spine or pelvis. Exhale, the abdominals work to pull the knees in. We'll take about 10 here. So notice I'm not moving that much because if I do, my back is going to start to arch. And I'm going to lose my connection through my core. Staying connected to the breath. Inhaling to lower, exhaling to lift. Keeping the shoulders and neck relaxed. Pull the knees back into center. So a note here, if your low back starts to get sore, you can always place your hands underneath your sacrum, or if you have like a fit ball or a foam roller at home, that works to elevate your hips even more. All right, inhale. One knee comes to tabletop, exhale, other knee comes to tabletop. This time, let's extend the legs up toward the ceiling, up toward the sky, but keep a soft bend at the backs of the knees to help keep connected through your pelvis. With an inhale, lower both legs 1 inch only. With an exhale, connect from your waistline to bring the legs back to where they started. Inhale, let's find that inch again. Exhale, hold, don't move a muscle. Inhale, lower 1 more inch. And then exhale from the waistline, bring the knees back up, the legs back up. We're gonna add on again, inhale to lower 1 inch, exhale, hold. Inhale to lower, exhale, pause. Inhale, lower 1 more inch, and exhale, scoop from the low belly, bring the legs back in. Inhale, lower, find that inch, exhale, hold there. Inhale, lower 1 more inch, exhale, hold. Inhale, lower, exhale, hold. Inhale, find another inch, and then exhale from the low waistline, bring the legs back up. Inhale, find your inch. Exhale, hold. Inhale, lower. Exhale, pause. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lower. Exhale, hold. 1 more, inhale, lower 1 inch. Exhale, deep scoop from the waist, bring the legs in. Adding on 1 more time. Inhale, find 1 inch only. Exhale, hold. Inhale, lower. Exhale, hold. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, find 1 inch. Exhale, pause. And 1 more time. Inhale, lower 1 inch. Exhale, deepest scoop from the waist to bring those legs back in. Beautiful. All right, moving on to some bridge work. Feet come down. You want the feet hip distance apart. Press into the backs of your arms to help widen through your collarbone. Imagine a connection between your sits bones and your heels. Your glutes and your hamstrings are going to work here, and your low abdominals are going to work to keep your pelvis level and your low back supported. With your next exhale, press into your heels. Elevate your hips a few inches off of your mat and hold. Ideally, depending on the shape of your spine, your bottom ribs are still down, so you're not in a very high bridge. You're reaching your knees and your quads out of your hips as you think about pulling your heels in toward your hips. With your next inhale, let's lower the hips to hover 1 inch off of the mat. Exhale, press back up to where you started. Inhale, lower and hover off of the mat. Exhale, lift. Stay connected through the front ribs. I always have to remind myself of that. And soften the facial expression. We're taking about 10 here. Yes, bud?
I'm hungry.
I'll help you in a few minutes. They can't see me, love. Can you move?
Sure.
Thank you. I think we've got about 3 more.
Some don't eat some.
There's no rush. We're moving slowly and with intention. 1 more here. Inhale to dip. Exhale to lift. Take a deep breath in. Hold where you are. And with your next exhale, lower all the way down with control. Here I like to take a little thread the needle stretch, crossing 1 ankle over the opposite thigh. If this is enough, if you feel a really good stretch, stay there. Otherwise, reach that arm through your lap. Take the back of the thigh, or if you want more, you can take the top of the shin. Giving yourself about 5 deep breaths each side. Other side. All right, release your stretch. Roll onto one side. So support your head with your arm. Lift up through your bottom waist. I like to keep my bottom leg bent and extend my top leg. You're going to find a slight internal rotation through that top foot, so you're leading with the heel and the toes are pointing slightly down. With an inhale, lift the leg up. With an exhale, lower it down. Inhaling to lift, and you're focusing on this outer hip and thigh, and exhale to lower. Keep a soft bend at the knee. It tends to want to lock out. We're going to take about 10 here. If you kind of press into the ground with this other arm, you take a little bit of pressure off that bottom hip. These can also be done with a wall behind you if you feel like your pelvis tends to shift around. A couple more. Pause here with that left or right, either way, leg about hip distance off of your other leg. And with your next exhale, we're going to take the leg straight back, but it's happening from this glute to hamstring connection. You're not getting into your low back, so you're not moving very big. And then inhale to bring it forward. Exhale, press it back like you're pressing your heel against resistance, and inhale to bring it forward. Keep that lift through the bottom waist. Imagine you have a little baby bird egg underneath you and you don't want to kill your baby bird. A couple more here. And then pause. And we're going to make some tiny little circles forward for 6, for 5. They're about the size of a baseball. 3, 2, pause, reverse the direction of your circle for 6.
Mom.
For 3,
Mom.
for 2.
Mom.
Pause here.
Mom.
Lower that leg all the way down. Yes, bud.
What do we have by feet?
You can go look in the fridge and see what there is. All right, shifting to the other side. Okay. Again, you can do this with the bottom leg straight. I like to keep my knee bent. Lift up through the bottom waist. Baby bird egg goes underneath you. Extend that top leg. Internal rotation, so the toes point slightly down and the heel points slightly up. With an inhale, lift. You're not coming very high because you don't want to collapse your waist. And exhale to lower. Inhale to lift, you're leading with the heel. And exhale to lower. And then again, you can always kind of press into the opposite hand to help keep that lift of the bottom waist and help keep some of the pressure out of your bottom hip. Notice if your waist starts to collapse down as you lift the leg, and try to keep that lift. Soft bend of the working knee. Last 3. Pause here. With an exhale, you're going to press the leg straight back, finding that glute to hamstring connection to move from. Inhale, come back to where you were. Exhale, press it back like you're pressing your heel into a wall, and then inhale, release. Taking about 10, lifting up through the bottom waist that always wants to collapse down toward the ground. A couple more here. Pause and make 6 circles forward about the size of a baseball. Last 3, 2, pause and reverse for 6. 3, 2, pause. Lower the leg down. I don't know why, but sometimes it kind of helps to hit that hip a little bit. Go ahead and press yourself up to seated. And then let's finish with the plank, because who doesn't love a good plank? It's a full body workout. You kind of have to engage every single muscle in your body to do it correctly. So you all know what to do. If you have wrist issues, come down onto your forearms. If it feels like too much, come down onto your knees. Otherwise, one long line from the crown of your head out through your heels. Your elbows are soft and your shoulders are stacked over your wrists. Your gaze is on the floor about a foot in front of you. Think of drawing your arm bones up into your shoulder sockets, and then think of squeezing your elbows. I have a leaf in my hair. Think of squeezing your elbows in toward your waistline and see if you can kick that core on a little bit more. We'll stay here for about 5 breaths or so. And then with your next exhale, if your knees are still up, gently lower them down. Reach your hips toward your heels and find a stretch. Take a child's pose. From here, you can just kind of take whatever stretches feel good to you. Maybe you lie down on your back and stretch out the hamstrings a little bit. Maybe you foam roll if you have one at home. Either way, just try to keep a little bit of awareness on the breath before you get back into whatever your daily routine has become. Thanks so much for practicing with me, you guys. Reach out if you have any questions.